to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Also salutations to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth, and also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. And this is a response video, all right? I think the brother out there did a response to something what Elder Apostle said, and basically it was something about brothers not being diligent, you know, and being casted, you know, out of this truth. And if you don't believe that can happen to you, all right, you need to freaking examine yourself. Because hell, the years that I have been into this truth, you know, that I've been around the apostles, all right, hey, I've seen brothers go back into the world. Plenty of brothers. Hell, matter of fact, the brother that originally started this camp, hell, he went back into the world. His son went back into the world. You know, guys that used to come to camp, listen, went back into the world, you know. Brothers from other camps who you might have been close with, they went back into the world. So nobody is exempt from Yahweh Bashin Yahushai taking his spirit away from you and you going back into this filth, all right? It's a saying my grandma used to have, lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas, okay? And hell, that sounds like a saying from the scriptures, you know? The scriptures speaks about the dog returning back to his vomit, you know? But when you find the world to be more important than Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, or you get entangled with this world, man, hey man, that's hey, basically you got one foot out the door and only in the foot in the truth, man. Okay? And the scripture says what? Love the Lord with all thy heart, thy mind, and thy soul. You know, it says no man can serve two masters. And guess what? We seen a lot of that, man. And most of the time, hey man, if you think brothers or your leaders don't be in the spirit to see you, man, we can see you about to fall out. You know, we totally see it, man. And that's what eventually happens. But let's get this Revelation, which is not one of the scriptures that I originally had wrote down. So this is the fourth scripture now, basically, you know. But the Spirit put it on me to, you know, bring this out. So let's start off with Revelations 2. Revelations 2:2. I know thy works, thy labor, and thy patience, and how thou canst not bear them which are evil, and thou hast tried them which say they are apostles and are not, and hast found them to be liars, and hast borne my patience for my name's sake. So like it has borne and has patience for my name's sake, has labored and have not fainted, right? Now the scripture speaks about him enduring to the end, all right? Him that beateth the air. You know, you don't want to be one of those individuals. You want to be the individual that endures to the end, not the one that beateth the air, all right? You want to be the one that give diligence for give diligence to make thy election sure. All right, that's the spirit that you want to be in. All right, you want to constantly laboring in His truth, man. All right. I got a saying to be in the spirit. You got to do things of the spirit. So that's why these videos are important. You know. Remember that to be in the spirit, you have to do things of the spirit. Okay? You can't mix the carnal and the spiritual. All right? When I say that, and I don't mean you in the basically the spirit constantly, you know, you floating around like a damn angel, you know. But basically, you're examining yourself, and you're laboring in His faith, man. Are you gonna have your down moments? Hell yeah, man. That just comes with this walk, man. You're gonna have moments where you doubt, right? But well, at this point, you shouldn't be doubting, you know. But you're gonna have moments where the spiritual demon Satan fuck with you all the time, which he does that all the time, you know. And it's to the point, you know, it really comes to the point that you just become numb to those things, you know. He's gonna mess with your body. He's gonna mess with your spouse. He's gonna try to bring division. But none of those things to separate you from the love of Yahweh Shai, you know. If anything, that should make you stronger, you know. And the scriptures say we're gonna be tested. So look, man, you should be ready to pass that test, you know, because that's what the scriptures say. And that's what our foundation is built off of, starting with Yahweh Shai, which is the word, which is the physical manifestation of the word. All right. So it says, nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. Right? So the Lord don't like that. You know, you being a fallout, or, you know, you being lukewarm. Right? The scripture speaks about fervent love. All right? Let's check that out real quick. Hold on. And let's see what we got. No, not fervent love, but fervent in spirit, right? Which is the same thing, basically. Let me see. Start from 4. Romans 12:4. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we, being many, are one body in Yahweh Shai, everyone's members one of another, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us. Of the prophecy, let us prophesy according to the portion of faith. Right, so whatever portion of faith that you have, you use that to the max. If you have a little, you use that little to the max. All right, till it's time for you to grow more. All right, matter of fact, once you done use that little to the max, all right, you're gonna grow more. Or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth, or teaching, or he that exhorteth, or exhortation, and he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity, and he that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. Let thy love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. See, that should be your spirit at all times, man. Scripture says what in the book of Isaiah? Hate the evil, love the good. Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, and honor, preferring one another, not slothful in business. Did not Yahweh Shai say, I be about my Father's business? But also the things that what pertain to the camp. All right, whatever duties you have in the camp, right? Whether you're a teacher, whether you're the brother that's good in the Hebrew, you know, whether you're the brother that comes and set up things before camp, okay? Everybody got their own portion in this thing. It says, not slothful in business, fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord. See, and that's what you want. You want to be hot in the spirit, you know, fervent in the spirit. See if I can find something else. So I feel like I'm missing something. I could be, but I'm going to scan through. Okay. Anyways, let's go back. Oh, Let's go to that in Revelations. It says, I know thou works, that neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. So you see, the Lord wants you to be what? Fervent. All right? He wants you to be hot. Okay? He don't want you to be freaking in between. Because look, if you're cold, right, you're completely out of this thing. If you're lukewarm, all right, there's some hope there for you. If you're hot, you just hot. All right, the Lord is dealing with you. All right, you being diligent. Okay, and that's what you want. That's the spirit you want to be in. Okay, so let's go to Proverbs. Salakia. I think it's the last verse. All right, this is Proverbs 4:25. Let thy eyes look right on, like thy eyelids look straight forward before thee. All right, which means what? You're gonna be, looking towards the kingdom. On that narrow path, man. You ain't trying to look to the left or to the right. Like the book of Ezra said, that fire on one side and water on the other. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. You see, in this faith, man, you got to be established in this. All right, you got to know if this what you want to do. Turn not from the right nor to the left. Remove thou foot from evil. See, it's just that simple, man. All right, because anything in between, you're through. All right, or if you stare off to that. Stare off completely right or left, man, you out of there, man. This is not what you want to do. You want to be on that straight and narrow path. Okay. All right, 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, all right, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord, right? But that's where you want to be at, man. Always abounding in the work of the Lord. Always, growing in the spirit, okay? Because look, you're gonna be tested, man. Right, because it says what? Be steadfast and unmovable. So the work you done put in is going to be put to the test. Like the elder Sakaran said, what's the use of having faith and it's not going to be tested? That was beautiful what he said, man. What's the use of having faith and it's not going to be tested, man? Okay. One more scripture, Philippians 3 and 15. Right, I just go right to 13. Brother, I count not myself as apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, reaching forth into those things which are before. I press toward the mark for the prize of the higher calling in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. You see? And that's what we're doing, man. We're pressing towards that mark, man. We're pressing towards that finish line, all right? For us to get the hell up out of here. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. And if in anything ye be otherwise minded, Yahweh shall reveal even this unto you, right? So if anybody trying to come up some kind of other way, or their heart is not into this, man, the Lord's gonna reveal it. He gonna spew you out, man. So with that, give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kadash. Double honor to the elders of GMS. Also salutations to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth, and also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. Peace.